smoked shrimp and corn chowder, whiskey-cured cold smoked salmon, Nola smoked shrimp, and salmon candy. From the DoubleTree by Hilton Golf Resort in Palm Springs, California, I'm Stephen Reichlin, and this is Project Smoke.
Stephen Reichlin's Project Smoke is made possible by...
Just about set for the next one? Ashley, Rob, all set up? Beautiful. I've really been looking forward to this show on smoked seafood. I've been eating it my whole life. I grew up eating smoked salmon and smoked sturgeon on bagels every Sunday morning. Today, I spend half the year on Martha's Vineyard, where smoked scallops, smoked bluefish, smoked oysters are something we eat almost every week. Spend time with us on this show and you'll wind up with a lot of smoked seafood. Cold smoked salmon from Scotland, hot smoked snapper from the Florida Keys, which brings me to a Project Smoke first, smoked shrimp and corn chowder. I first tasted this smoked seafood chowder at the Tutka Bay Lodge in Alaska. This is an absolutely stunning lodge, right on the water, surrounded by evergreen trees. And you walk out on the deck, you see fishing boats, the fishing is amazing. And like almost every place in Alaska, the kitchen has a smoker. Start with these U12s. That means there are 12 of these shrimp to a pound. And we'll season the shrimp generously with coarse sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. Stir the shrimp to mix in those seasonings. And then a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Mix this in with a spoon. And then arrange the shrimp on the wire rack of the smoker. Neatness counts. I like all the shrimp going the same way so they smoke evenly. And now the corn. Drizzle with extra virgin olive oil. Spin it around to coat all sides. Use a basting brush to brush on the oil. Now season the corn with coarse sea salt. Turn it. And then freshly ground black pepper. Okay, so now the smoker. I'm using an electric smoker to smoke the shrimp and the corn. Set the temperature to 300 degrees. For fuel, I'm using these hardwood sawdust discs. This is alderwood, very popular in the Pacific Northwest. So load the disc into the hopper, and the wood is ferried through the smoking mechanism down to a heated plate. We also have a bowl of water. This catches the spent discs, also gives you a nice humid environment for smoking the shrimp. And close the smoker. Smoking times can be anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on what size shrimp you're using and what the ambient temperature is. Now for the base of the chowder, start by melting butter in a cast iron soup pot. Then add finely chopped shallots and thinly sliced leeks. And if the mixture looks a little dry, you can add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil or two. Saute these ingredients until just beginning to brown. You know, traditional cookbooks, you saute the ingredients until they're translucent but not brown. But for me, it's always that dance on the razor's edge between cooked and burnt. I like a little browning. That's where the flavor is. Once the leeks and shallots are brown, I have these beautiful baby heirloom potatoes, red, white, purple. so I'll add those as well. And you want to brown the potatoes a little bit too. Then add 4 cups of chicken stock, preferably homemade. By way of herbs, I have fresh thyme and a bay leaf. We'll bring this mixture to a boil and let it simmer until the potatoes are tender. Back to the smoker, and you want to take the corn out of the smoker. You can see a light patina of wood smoke, and then cut the kernels off of the corn using a sharp knife. Now, sometimes people will cut the kernels this way. I find they go flying all over the place, so I like to lay the ears flat on the cutting board. Then scrape the corn kernels into a bowl and stir them into the chowder. And the simmering chowder will finish cooking the corn. And now the shrimp. And you can see the shrimp are beautifully burnished with wood smoke. Nice smoke flavor. Alder is a great wood for seafood. Now add these beautiful shrimp to the chowder. We've got some amazing smoke aromas rising from this pot. So stir in the shrimp, then add a cup of heavy cream to the chowder. Oof, that looks so rich. And finally, as always, you want to season with salt and freshly ground black pepper. And just simmer these ingredients for a couple of minutes to blend the flavors. Okay, so here is your smoked shrimp and corn chowder. I'll just ladle it into a bowl. Okay, and just an extra sprig of thyme on top. Man, you know, I spend part of the year in New England, so I eat a lot of chowder. I gotta tell you, smoking the shrimp and corn, it just takes chowder to a whole other level.
If you're comfortable driving one of these, you're not going fast enough.
He fucking hits me, then he goes out and he blocks everybody on the track.
It has all come down to the final race weekend in Watkins Glen, New York. Over the next 2 days, the F2000 season champion will be crowned. The field of 36 drivers are not what you might expect. They range in age from 15 to 72.
Good job, baby. Thank you.
And come from all walks of life. Yet they have one thing in common. They will sacrifice just about everything to race.
In this tight battle for the series championship between Tim Miner and Skylar Robinson.
I'm here to win a championship.
Tim Miner, a mechanic from Fairfax, Virginia. And Skylar Robinson, a teenager from Augusta, Georgia, are neck and neck to win the title.
I'm 4 points behind Tim right now, which is a pretty tight margin. And there's 2 races. If you win, you get 50 points. And if you finish second, you get 42. So it's basically whoever has a better weekend and finishes better is going to take the title.
I'm going to be 54 years old next month. I didn't come here to finish second place. I came here to win.
Some drivers are just trying to hold on to their dream.
I think I've got 1 more year left. If it doesn't pan out, I think it's time to go establish a career.
Tim Paul needs to finish strong to convince his sponsors to stick with him for next year. If he falters this weekend, it could be the end of the dream. Tim's dad has been at his side for his entire career.
When Tim was 9, he saw a friend of his go-kart racing, and he got the bug immediately.
This scratches an itch that nothing else has even come close.
Let's see the video. I want to say sorry. I do.
And then there are drivers who march to the beat of a different drummer.
I don't like cold water.
I've known Childs for a while. He's a piece of work.
He's our muse. Who's our muse? Hey, relax. I'm sorry, that was me.
Do you know what a muse is?
We're the outcasts here. We're not the professional ones. Everyone else is trying to be professional.
Well, Charles Finelli, oh boy. Well, Charles is a person unto himself. He's an attorney from Long Island who knows in his heart that he's right.
I like to go racing, and then I like to have cocktails.
Charles comes across as a loudmouth asshole.
He's like a little girl. We play with him and toy with him.
He's our bitch.
He's our bitch.
I don't care. I just race. I just enjoy it, and everyone else takes it very seriously.
A lot of guys look at him and like, oh, you know, there's Charles, there's Charles. It's just go the other direction. We don't need to see this guy. But he's got really great driver skills. He's a really phenomenal athlete.
Turn down for what?
Formula 2000 cars. They're phenomenal race cars. 150 horsepower, 1 inch off the ground. Here at Watkins Glen, we're doing 141 miles an hour.
If you're comfortable driving one of these, you're not going fast enough.
Best fun you'll have with your clothes on.
You don't think about it all that much, but you can get yourself banged up pretty nicely.
Hey guys, I'm in San Francisco at the Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts, my alma mater, where we're holding a special edition of Food Rush. It's the Holiday Challenge. We searched the country for 3 amazing home bakers who have great holiday recipes. We've got pressure.
This looks a hot mess, literally.
Drama.
This will be really good or an epic fail.
Oh, shoot, I forgot my nuts.
And excitement.
Do the Gonzo dance.
And to top it off, 2 professional chefs to judge.
I'm missing a little bit of that bitterness.
And in the end, 1 baker will be crowned the Food Rush Holiday Challenge winner.
I think the biggest concern with making a cake is that if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. It's 1 shot, and that's it.
My biggest fear is that under pressure, I'm gonna maybe miss on an ingredient or on a technique. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous.
I will go gonzo in the kitchen, and I will put everything that I have on the plate. It's go gonzo or go home.
Welcome to the Food Rush Holiday Cake Challenge. Are you guys ready?
Ready. We're ready.
So you guys are gonna have 2 challenges. And at the end, only 1 person is gonna be able to be the Food Rush Cake Challenge champion. And on top of it, you get a $1,000 gift certificate from Cost Plus World Market. Right?
Very nice.
So my first challenge for you is I want you to do your best cake that you have. It needs to be holiday themed. So guys, you're gonna be judged on 3 things: presentation, taste, and originality. So beforehand, you guys were told that you can bring items from home. What'd you bring, Becca?
These are my good luck charm. These are my mom's pearl earrings. I wore them for my wedding day.
Chef, I brought a necklace for my wife. It's a good luck charm. And then I brought some saffron.
Wait, saffron, the most expensive spice in the world.
I'm Spanish, Cuban, and Italian, so I'm gonna blend my holiday cake as cooking from where I'm from.
How about you, Stephanie? What'd you bring?
I brought a good luck charm from my dad. He made this necklace himself out of sand from Ocean City, Maryland, which is where my family spends a lot of our free time.
Wow. Are we ready?
We are ready.
3, 2, 1, bake.
Do it.
For the first challenge, I am making a Guinness Stout chocolate cake that's filled and frosted with Bailey's buttercream.
Want to show you a little trick I learned in culinary school? Don't tell anybody. Backside of that.
I'll cut my hand off.
There you go.
That's beautiful.
I'll be here all day, okay?
Awesome, thank you. So I'm gonna caramelize some pecans. You have butterscotch. You have pumpkin. I'm Becca Boyd. I'm from Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I love to bake. For this competition, I am making a pumpkin gingerbread trifle. It should remind you of the kind of holidays you know, by the fire with the carols playing. It's nothing too fancy, it's very approachable, and that's the way I like to cook.
You have 1 hour left. How are we feeling?
Really good.
Yeah? So tell me what's different about your trifle, because trifle is classically just a layered cake, right?
Yes, typically the cake layer is soaked in liquor, not the case with mine. I'm actually gonna make a butterscotch. So it's gonna be a nice, rich caramel on top of the gingerbread.
Very nice,
Good.
I like that. So Gonzo, what are you baking?
Well, we started with an impossible cake, a pastel imposible.
Bless you. What?
Pastel imposible is impossible cake. It's Spanish. My name is Michael Anthony Gonzalez. Everyone calls me Gonzo, and I'm from Delphi, Indiana. Being Spanish, Cuban, and Italian, when we walk into a house, the first place we go to is straight to the kitchen. I got into baking as an offshoot from cooking. The biggest thing that I love about baking is the creative process. The art form comes at the end when you're ready to present it.
You're doing something just a little bit different. Monk fruit. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Monk fruit's really cool. It's a sweetener from fruit. I put a 1/4 cup of monk fruit in the raw, 0 calories. Dark chocolate,
Okay.
monk fruit in the raw, healthy cake.
Healthy cake.
I'm Stephanie Tomko. I'm from Oxford, Pennsylvania, and I'm addicted to baking. I have been a diabetic since I was 4 years old. The diabetes and the baking ties in together really well because I'm able to bake a little bit more healthy and have a lot more fun with experimenting with different ingredients.
Okay.
Cake's in.
Good luck.
I kept looking at the table and going, there's just something not right, something not right. I forgot my mascarpone cheese early on when I was setting this up. All my ingredients up. The mascarpone cheese made a big play. It completely threw the game out the window. I guess now I have to work a plan B.
You just changed this whole dish.
I did. This will be really good or an epic fail.
Monk fruit in the raw lets you enjoy all the sweet things your family loves during the holidays without all the sugar. Monk fruit is 100% natural, 0-calorie sweetener made with fruit. Substitute monk fruit in the raw for sugar in your holiday cookie recipes.
Haven't handled one of these in a very long time, so show me how this works.
You want this to be all the way to the front.
All right.
Make sure your string's in this little notch.
My tribe would fish with spears, nets, traps, but this would be something new. As our boat headed out, there was an eerie sensation of flying over the water. Looking like something from a science fiction movie, the boat's lights give the bow fishermen a clear yet fleeting view of their targets. The first indication that a fish might be close is the trail it kicks up in the mud as it darts back and forth. According to Captain John Jr., bow fishing depends more on intuition than good aim. You shoot where you think the fish will go.
Disappeared.
There he is. There he is.
All right! Sheep's head, right?
At one time, I was pretty good with a bow, but I'd never used one to fish before.
Look, there's one.
Oh, right over it.
Shoot straight at him.
Oh!
Oh!
All right! Good back up there. Oh, look at this gorgeous fish. Did I get him? Oh, this is just fantastic. All right.
Japan, a land where tradition and innovation flow through every aspect of life. You can see it in the architecture, feel it in the dances, and taste it in every bite. Sushi is perhaps the most famous Japanese food in the world, and in Japan, it is exquisite. Every time I eat it, I can see, feel, and taste tradition. Classic dishes help define a culture, and sushi, with its attention to detail, freshness, and visual splendor, is no exception. Come with me on a journey of culinary inspiration here in the land of the rising sun. I'm Todd English, and this is my food trip.